Hello to all the faithful viewers of this video. I've got a box of Phantom Nightmare. I've got a box of Phantom Nightmare. I've got a jar of dirt. I'm gonna be ripping this open. If you are into Yu-Gi-Oh, you already know what we're trying to get. If you are not around the scene, there is a new set called the Snake Eyes cards, and they make a very powerful deck. So we're looking mostly for those cards and cards that support that in this set. Sidham, the Ashen City. It's actually a pretty cool card if you ask me. I like the Ashen stuff that's out in this, just not very competitively. And that was a very resisting pack. The neat thing about these Snake Eye cards is that they do pretty strange interactions with other cards. Like, they do things most cards, Aromalith Rosalina, by the way, they do things most decks aren't really prepared for right now, in my opinion. Like, setting your cards to the spell and trap zone. You can't really do much with that. You yourself have to use a negate, destroy, or you have to destroy your monster in the back row to get it in the graveyard to then try and do something again with it. I think it's kind of a pretty tedious strategy to get around. Spirit of Yubel. We'll go into Yubel in a bit. This is going to be a long video, I feel. Not that long, but the main cards in this set for the Snake Eyes strategy, I think there's only really two that matter. It's the cards Poplar, or Populous, as most of us that were excited for it know, and Promethean Princess were the two cards that are kind of necessary to make that deck powerful. If you don't have Promethean Princess, I don't really know what you're doing trying to run that deck. Berserk Archfiend, Fishlamp, Princess Sissy Pug, Principug, Meg Macho Dragon, Materialization, Ashen for Eternity, Royal Rhino, the Deceitful Dice, Ages of Stars and Frost. Hey! And there's that Snake Eye Poplar I was just talking to y'all about. I felt him. I felt his populous energy. The reason why a lot of people are going to be calling him Populous, a lot of people are going to be calling him Poplar, is those are just the two different names that he's had from the OCG over to the TCG. Like, we all knew him as Populous before he was released in the TCG, so that's just who he is to us. Emissary from the House of Wax. I heard he's a pretty good illusion card, and he's kind of worth running in the illusion strategy. I don't know what that means for Chimera. I don't know what that means for branded Chimera. Maybe Chimera takes off from branded a little bit, becomes its own deck. Be interesting to see. The cool thing about this dude, Poplar, is that he, when he's added to your hand, will then immediately special summon himself. So that's pretty cool. Whoa, what the hell? You'll see that crimping on the bottom of that card? Damn. I hope that doesn't happen to, like, a good card here. That's bad. You can even see that through the back. We're just going to throw that in a different pile. One card we do want, Tears from the Afterroot, is not that card. One card we do want that's more general use for everyone is the Black Goat Laughs, the new What's Going On with Aluber in the branded lore card. Because it's pretty powerful to declare certain or specific card names, and then those cards are just unusable. Goblin Biker Gabunga. Talk about them in a bit too. So Poplar's cool because he will special summon himself to the hand or from the hand as soon as he's added to the hand. And the reason that's cool is because of the chick Promethean Princess, who needs link materials, I believe, that are fire in order to be special summoned. And she does a lot of heavy lifting in this deck, from what I've heard and seen on Master Duel. Like, she kind of puts the destruction interactions over the edge. Because you're typically, from what I understand, using the Dragon Flamberge to set things in the back row, Aromalith, Rosemary, as your main source of, like, disruption. But Princess will get you over the edge in that final monster that you need to get rid of or something. She'll also get you more resources to go into bigger link plays because she's got the graveyard effect to destroy something on the field. Opposite of the Ashen City. I think it's a monster that is summoned, so like you don't even get the on-summon effects of your monsters. It's fucked up. Macho Dragon. Prince Pug, Ultimate Offering. Fish Lamp, Ashen for Eternity. Conburdale. That's a weird one. Prayers of the Voiceless Voice. Raid Raptor, Glorious Bright. Saphira, Dragon Queen of the Voiceless Voice. I hear that's a pretty good card to get. Pretty good card to get. I'm actually gonna rip these sleeves open that I bought. So yeah, the Promethean Princess and Poplar are definitely two cool cards to get for that strategy, Snake Eyes deck. Because it's also two cards that serve to separate it from the Fire King deck, how people have just been playing it since release. Get a sleeve for Saphira. Moving forward in this set, there's also that Yubel stuff. That is also pretty good. I like how they revisited Yubel and took her from being kind of a like low tier, tough to get out, gimmicky monster to being single use cards that actually get you into better cards. Eternal Favorite, that's one for you, Bell. Goblin Biker Grand Stampede, Raid Raptor Bloom Vulture. Yeah, Yubel's just always been interesting, and it puts up a interesting situation for your opponent to be in, where with certain specific interactions and scenarios, they're kind of forced to do really suboptimal plays if they even want to like survive. You either like don't make a very threatening board, Magic Spectre Wind, or you get Super Poly or a Kaiju or something. because most of the time you're forcing your opponents to attack Yubel, at which point she burns them. So you, behind Yubel, technically are safe. And if you got the new fusion monster, you can just super poly your opponent's entire board because it just takes effect monsters. And I bet you money no one's playing a normal monster in this entire meta. So that's pretty good if you can get it rolling. Raid Raptor Brave Strix. Yubel's pretty good if you can get it rolling. But I found it to be kind of fragile playing against it to cards like Super Poly, where obviously the preferred board is Grinder Golem and Yubel. They're both fiends, they're both dark. Well, I got Super Poly, I'm going to make Garura. Obviously. Moonlight of the Goatee. Freaking Goatee always sneaking their way in, those sneaky fish. So yeah, that's kind of the thing about Yubel. She just got new cards for the first time in over a decade. And those new cards actually make her pretty usable. You might have seen me taking some cards out as I've been opening, like this Goblin Biker Boom Mac. It's because that is a theme. Oh, Mature Chronicle, that's one of those. And Nightmare Pain. Good Yubel cards I was just talking about. But Goblin Bikers are one of those themes that I think just looks really cool. I don't think it looks very powerful. Sort of like the Ashen stuff. I just think it looks cool. Like, interesting to play. Hey! Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames. That's one we were talking about. Yay! Yes! This is literally the best box for building the Snake Eyes deck. We got Poplar and Princess. That's a good combo. Yeah. 2+ effect monsters. She's a link 3, so she technically takes 3. You got 2700 attack. Cannot special summon monsters except fire monsters. Guess what? Poplar's a fire, so that works. Freaking, where was I at? Except for monsters. You can only use each of the following effects of Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames, once per turn. During your main phase, you can special summon one fire monster from your graveyard, which is going to be your Poplar that you use to link summon it. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field while this card's in the graveyard, except the damage stat, you can target one fire monster you control and one monster your opponent controls. Destroy them, and if you do, special summon this. So that's pretty good. Basically, as soon as your opponent summons a monster to start their turn, you destroy it and get Princess back from the graveyard because you used her to make something stupid like access code or something on the previous turn. It's a very free interaction. So we still have one more ultra rare slotted, I believe. And I think we got one more secret rare slotted because Goblin's Crazy Beast was one of these. Kalef, Murik the Goatee. I don't really even know what to ask for out of this box now. That was kind of just what I wanted. Oh, yeah. It was the Black Goat Laughs. Rumpel Teufel. That would be a sick secret rare to pull. Because King of the Ashen City demands it. But yeah, basically what that card does is you declare a card name. Your opponent cannot summon that card. And then you banish that card from your graveyard, Rumpelteufel or Laughing Black Goat, they can't activate a declared monster name's effects that turn. So a lot of people are using it. Ha! Just as I'm talking about it, the Black Goat laughs. Meh. Yeah, declare a monster card name. This turn, neither player can special summon monsters with that name, except from the graveyard. You can banish this card from the graveyard, then declare one monster card name. This turn, neither player can activate the effects of monsters on the field with that original name. You can only use the Black Goat Laughs, or one effect per turn, and only once that turn. Like, damn. It's a very good card. And if you know me, and you recognize that little mask on the chair there, that is Aluber's mask. Pretty much meaning the branded lore is continuing. Very good news. I think that they're very sneakily just confirming that with all the various cards that are coming out from that lore that are getting new insertions. And I've always been one to say, with the name New Frontier, it implies there's something new to do. I think they're going to make Albaz support not the same way they did before this year, where he is a line of support, and then another storyline support gets added. Sort of like you have Power of the Elements, where you had sprites and some Albaz stuff, but you also had, what was it, the Visa Star for Us with Tier Elements. I think it's going to be something similar this year, but where Albaz gets an insertion in a set, like a core set, as just like one of the three lords or big lineups. And then the other two are probably going to be related to Diabellstar, because that seems like what they did with Albaz's lore. Barrier of the Voiceless Voice. So that's what I expect them to do with Diabellstar's lore this year, while having two sets for that lore, or two decks, themes based around that lore release per set, having the third set be something completely different, because it seems to always be like groups of three in sets, at least for as long as I've been playing. Awakening of Vados. That's for your Ashen City stuff. Let's see what our very last pack contains. Slap the main bane. Hopefully we get the factory misprint illustrious box, because we've already hit the seeded ratio. Gonna power through it. Cerebus, Dragon Sage of the Voiceless Voice. Well, that's actually not a very bad super rare to end it off. This is probably the sickest Phantom Nightmare box I could have asked for. I got my Black Goat, I got the Princess, I got the Poplar, I got the Voiceless Voice Dragon Lady, and I even got my Crazy Goblin Biker. That's pretty neat. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Till next time, peace out.